So breaking news update for you guys. As promised, we did say we'd do a separate video on this, and it's because this is a very interesting thing that the Pakistan cricket team have just revealed, as has been the custom now throughout the Asia Cup. I would say
they have named the opponent.
They have named their playing 11 for the match against India, and surprisingly, it's the exact same 11 which they picked in the previous game that they had, Bangladesh. Yes,
it was different conditions back then. That match was, remember, played in Lahore. It was the last match of the Pakistan leg as far as the Asia Cup is concerned. But change in conditions over there, perhaps you thought that is what determined that change. But look at it, and we're going to be talking about what possibly makes sense as to what possibly could have been the reason for the inclusion of Fahim Ashraf. Remember, he did not play the previous match against India. He wasn't there. It was Mohammad Nawaz who was included. So he goes out. It's a direct swap between him and Fahim Ashraf. Fahim Ashraf comes in. Mohammad Nawaz goes out. This is exactly the 11, by the way. Though it says it's against India, it was exactly the 11 that Pakistan played against Bangladesh as well on the 6th of September. For tomorrow's big match against India, and we're going to be talking about the tactical reason perhaps why Fahim Ashraf is there. But Shane, if you could quickly run us through the 11 for Pakistan for tomorrow's match.
Yeah, so as we said, expected 11. There's Babar Azam, the skipper, Shadab Khan, the vice captain. Beyond that, you've got Fakhar Zaman, Imamul Haq, Salman Agha, Iftikhar Ahmed, Mohammad Rizwan, Fahim Ashraf, Naseem Shah, Shaheen Shah Afridi and Haris Rauf. Now, this of course is the same 11 that had played against Bangladesh, and the reason given back then, by the way, was that they felt the Lahore pitch would assist seamers a bit more, and to be fair, it was an inspired call. Fahim Ashraf was very good with the ball. He was very economical.
I remember him bowling about 7 overs. Yeah, for just about 27 runs. He was very economical on the day. Perhaps gave the Pakistan team management much more confidence in his bowling ability as well.
Yes.
He's always, and as has been the case, he will continue to be looked at as the fourth bowling option in this Pakistan lineup, which by the way is a very menacing bowling attack. But perhaps let's not jump to the reasons why exactly on the particular ground where you presently see a match already being played. We've seen just one innings, and perhaps there is reason to believe why they have named Fahim Ashraf in place of Mohammad Rizwan. A two-pace track.
Nawaz, not Rizwan.
In place of Mohammad Nawaz, beg your pardon. So perhaps, and this one innings that we've seen in Colombo so far as the match between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh is concerned, does give you that answer to an extent. But before we get into that, let's also remind you of what Babar Azam said just a few hours back in that press conference. Somewhat lies the answer to this change that they've made of bringing in Fahim Ashraf in place of Mohammad Nawaz. The reason, he said, was that we pick our 11s based on the conditions. That's what he said. We know for a long time now this has been Pakistan's 11-12, or let's say the 12 players that they sort of rotate within. And it's been a trend that Fahim, whenever he plays, Mohammad sort of sits out.
It was Nawaz who goes out always. Yeah.
Exactly. So with that, with that in mind, and given what Babar Azam said a couple of hours back, this sort of does tell you, why exactly they would have made that change. Also, the batting ability that you get with Fahim Ashraf. He is a handy bat when he comes into bat at number 7, number 8. Mostly at number 8, he is the batter to follow after Shadab Khan.
Yeah, and the thing with Nawaz as a batter is that he's pretty good. In fact, remember, he proved that against India in that second Asia Cup game last year. But he can tend to be hit or miss with the bat, and even his bowling at times is at best, let's say conservative. He's not necessarily a wicket-taking option at the best of times. And I remember it was in both of the matches played last year, both the Asia Cup first game as well as that first match in the T20 World Cup. The Indians really targeted Nawaz. Maybe that's one reason. But again, you'd say, that they're weakening their spin options, but they do have an Agha Salman.
Still 3.
Yes, they still have
3 bowling options as far as spin bowling
goes.
goes.
You have Agha Salman, you've got, of course, Iftikhar Ahmed, and their main spinner in Shadab. And I think spinners will play a role on the kind of pitches you're getting in Palakele. But very interesting that they've gone for 4 pacers.
I think I think they got a few answers in that game against Bangladesh in Lahore. The fact that they bowled Agha Salman, they did get the feeling that okay, you can trust him with a few overs.
Him and Iftikhar.
Iftikhar, in fact, was rewarded with 1 wicket, if I'm not wrong, in that particular match.
I think so.
So
yeah.
he know. So you know, Babar Azam and the team management know that you are definitely getting 10 overs from Shadab Khan, and perhaps you can rely on about 10 to 12 overs combined from Iftikhar and Agha Salman as well. Perhaps that could have been the thought. Even then, if you get about 7-8 overs, the remaining 8, let's say if you bowl 12 from these 3 and then about
7-8 from Fahim.
22 from these 3, then you got 8 overs from Fahim and then the remaining 30 overs then from the 3 spinners. Job's done.
Exactly that. That's the thing. I think that's the reason. I think Fahim, by the way, did certainly help his own case with the kind of performance he put in against Bangladesh. It was a very good performance. Very, very economical. Got a wicket also, if memory serves me right. And truth be told, if you're Pakistan, a nation that has always built their teams around fast bowlers, and you have a fourth option, why not?
In fact, you know, why we were saying that, you know, somewhat you can get the answer from the ongoing match is because Taskin Ahmed, Sharaful Islam and Hassan Mahmood collectively picking up 8 wickets.
Ooh, out of the 9 that fell.
Exactly. Out of the 9 wickets that fell, 8 went to Pacers in the ongoing match. So perhaps you also see that maybe those cutters can really be effective on this 2-pace track. That is what you saw in this first innings, and perhaps this Pakistan bowling attack and this lineup that they fielded for tomorrow's match against India does give you a feeling that maybe you know, this 2-pace track does give you that option, or does sort of help you if you have somebody who can bowl those cutters. For India, let's say, what this tells me, if I were to make a prediction as far as India concerned, and if India are to go with what we saw from that first innings in Colombo at the moment in the match going on, and this Pakistan 11, all the more reason for me to say that India very well could name the same 11 barring the one change. The KL Rahul change is another debate altogether. Perhaps the same bowling attack India could field, and Shardul with his cutters then perhaps becomes effective.
Yeah, quite possible. Quite possible. And I think there you would actually then rely on your pacers to kind of take the pace off rather than look to bowl express. Although, to be fair, if you've got a Bumrah back as well, remember he missed the last match that India played against Nepal, of course, gone for the birth of his child. Yeah. So, in that sense, yeah, good bit of variety there really. And let's see, I mean, it's a very interesting mold because I was 100% sure coming into this match that we'd see Nawaz back in place of Fahim, but clearly not.
I think that's what, you know, that Lahore game and the fact that you saw Agha Salman bowl over there, and I think this is something you're going to see tomorrow as well, because 30 overs from this 3 prime spinners, pacers that you have. From your 3 pacers, you're going to have those 30 overs. You're going to be looking at the next 20. In fact, those 10 from Shadab are also short. You're just looking for the other 10 between
these 3 other bowlers.
Exactly.
Very interesting. Definitely an interesting lineup, and of course we won't really know India's lineup till tomorrow, so no point debating that. But in case you're just joining us, you can see once again this is the team that Pakistan will be playing against India tomorrow. So very interesting one. You can let us know your thoughts as well in the comments below. What do you think of this change? Is it a successful one, or could it be a successful one? You can let us know that, and don't forget, like, share, subscribe, and tap that bell icon to follow us across socials. Download the Sports the Cap and stay tuned. Lots more coming your way. Right now though, from Harshit and me, bye bye.